You may be familiar with our next guest and his brand, Greenwood Ave. He has a video series, clothing brand, a quarterly magazine. All of it helps with his mission to highlight black entrepreneurs here in Tulsa and beyond. So we want to welcome back founder Trey Thaxton to the show. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for having me back.
Entrepreneurs, very important because you and your wife are both entrepreneurs and raising kids. I mean, how do you do all this?
That is a great question. I try to figure that out every day. It's only by the grace of God, seriously.
It's really remarkable. So how's the magazine going? You have a new issue out, and it's kind of the blurry cover talking about tech, right? Tell us about this newest edition that was just launched.
Yeah, so for our magazine, it's a beacon of excellence for black entrepreneurship around the world, not just in Tulsa, but each quarter we highlight a different industry. The first one was our everywhere issue, the second one was our food issue, and the third one is all about tech entrepreneurs. So we highlighted some amazing people who are doing some great things through tech here in Tulsa, in LA, in New York, and again, just globally doing some amazing things through their tech ventures.
In your research and in your interviews and people you're talking to, including, I mean, again, you have entrepreneurs in your family,
Sure.
The tech sector as it intersects with black Tulsans, what do you think the future is there?
Yeah, well, the theme of our magazine, of this one, is Greenwood Ave has endless possibilities, and our first story is about a young man named Tyrus Billingsley here, a lifelong Tulsan who has a company called Black Tech Street, and his whole theme is that tech is the new oil. So in the 20s, like when oil was that way for black people to really gain and accrue wealth, like tech is that new sector where massive growth can happen at a really exponential pace.
You have a couple big announcements, big expansions. Tell us about those.
Yeah, so the first one is that we just launched in Barnes & Noble in select cities across the country.
How does that feel?
Man, it is a huge accomplishment, not just for me, but I think for our whole team and for the people who are in there. This whole thing is not about me. You won't find my face in it, but I'm just happy to be able to share these stories around the world. And when we talk to our rep, they even say, like, we don't do this for first-time magazines, but the story of Greenwood, the story of black entrepreneurs in this time is so relevant that they wanted to have a part of Tulsa there.
So that's announcement number one. Number two, you're going digital, right?
Yeah, so for the tech issue, something we wanted to do for a long time, but being a tech issue, we thought it'd be apropos to launch our digital version as well. So we now have a digital version of our magazine that people can access through our website, greenwoodave.com.
As a magazine publisher, what is the big difference between digital and paper, and how is that going to open up possibilities for you? Because people at home may think, oh, well, that's obvious, digital is this and this, but what are the specific areas that you're hoping digital will unlock for you?
Well, digital obviously can grow in places that print can't. The reason we started with print is that's my background in print design and branding. I just love the tangible nature of a magazine. It's just something you can have and share and keep. For digital, I didn't want people to just scroll through the photos and not read the stories, but being able to have that access to where we can go literally all over the world without us being there in a cost-effective way as well is great for that access to be there.
So many things to talk about. I don't want to forget about the lookbook. Tell us about what the lookbook is, how it relates to the merch that you're seeing. We have some clothing right here on the table that you brought with you.
Yeah, so the merch is honestly what kind of started Greenwood Ave. We've since launched the magazine. That's really our linchpin now, but the merch helps us really fund what we're doing, but also give people a tangible way to support the mission, but also be a signal to those who are believe in the mission, who are part of Greenwood Ave. Our theme for our brand is Greenwood Ave is everywhere, and our merch has been featured in Forbes, it's been in Vogue, just again, glory to God for that, but it's a way for people to really tie into not just Tulsa's history, but black history and American history.
What does it do to you when you see people who are not from Tulsa, not from Oklahoma, wearing your merch, reading these magazines, and you're seeing, even like, just for example, being pictured in one of the Greenwood Ave shirts? How does that play to you in your mind? Yeah,
in my mind, it feels good, one, to know that anything that you create, that people can interact with it and want to wear and support it. But honestly, for me, it's hope. Like, why I started Greenwood Ave is when I learned about Greenwood and the history, it was a lot about the massacre. And I've always said, like, there's more power in the story of the resurrection. And when I see people read the stories and their face lights up, or they wear the merch, like, I didn't know this existed, like, that hope to me really shines through, and that's what I want to be able to give to people, is that hope for, yes, Greenwood was here, it got torn down, but it's being rebuilt and it lives on in entrepreneurs who we're featuring through these magazines every day.
The magazines look great. The merch looks great.
Thank you.
What's next for you? What other thing are you going to add to the plate? It sounds like you were so busy.
Hopefully not much. But the next issue will come out in November.
Okay.
It's going to be around Black artists. So we're working with a few select partners, and Juno Medicals is working on a in real life activation for us with that as well. So our goal with each of these is to really build up our subscriber base so people can subscribe online and get all 4 of the next 4 issues for one price. They also get a merch discount, and they get the digital version for free as well. So the next one is really just taking this to the world. So having people go out to Barnes & Nobles, buy them up so they buy more. And then, yeah, we want to work with more partners to really get these in people's hands and show the power of these stories.
All right, well, you can find those links on Greenwood Ave on our website, newson6.com. Trey Thaxton, thanks for coming in today. It's always great having you in, and we'll see you again hopefully soon.
Yes, most definitely. Thank you.